Hello and welcome to a video of me trying to reclaim my house and destroy this death pile. And hopefully you guys have seen the video where I talk about how I'm going forward. If you have not, I will link it up above. I am not sourcing. I'm not sourcing anymore unless I list 500 items from my death pile, and I'm doing that by doing 20 items a day, and I am holding myself accountable by filming it because otherwise the ADHD will. So I did my last bins fix and it was a whole bunch of books, which was amazing. Big shout out to Kim and Larissa. Both of them said hello to me at the bins. That was really nice. And then of course Lorraine also said hello to me. So Vicky, I'm also going to say thank you again because I think I saw you last week that I went to the bins. So it's been really cool having a couple people approach me. It's just really humbling to have people say that they like my videos and they watch me, and then it's really humbling that they say hi. So all of you ladies, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry if I'm awkward. That's just me, but I think you guys get that from these videos. So I went to my last bins fix. I got over 130 books. 50 of those went to Second and Charles, and I got $70 in store credit. I spent $20 on the books, got $70 in store credit, and I bought a bunch of books that I'm going to sell on Whatnot and or sell on eBay, because that is, again, my three-way book selling strategy, which if you haven't seen it, I will link it in a pinned comment down below. That's how I've tried to keep on top of my books, but as I've mentioned, I am not. I have literal banker's boxes full of books to list, and that's actually what we're going to do today. So my 20 listings for day one of the first week of this is books. So let me show you the 20 items that I will be listing. The first item you were sitting on, this is actually a brand new sealed game. I got this at the bins, and this is Codenames. I actually own this board game already. It's really fun. It's like 2 teams of 8, and I've played this multiple times with my friends. I really like it, and it's brand new. So when I found this at the bins, I paid probably like less than $1 for this, so that was definitely worth it for that. The other 4 listings, so we're at a total of 5, are lots. So I actually had these 2 books already, and I found a third one at the bins for Colleen Hoover. I've actually sold a Colleen Hoover trilogy. Well, it's not a trilogy. These aren't in row. It's just 3 Colleen Hoover books. And with Colleen Hoover, if they don't sell within a certain time period, like if it doesn't sell within 90 days in my eBay store, I can just, again, take those to Second and Charles and they'll buy them for me. And then I found a lot of Roald Dahl at the bins. I found so many of these, but I like, again, to make little book lots like this, and I already had the Fantastic Mr. Fox. So that was great. So this is going to be a set of 4. And then this one is like, they're all the same style. It's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, James and the Giant Cheech, and the BFG. So that's that one. And then this one, I had Death of a Salesman. I'm going to take the stickers off of these, but these are 2 other, I found these at the bins today. A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry, and A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. And of course the Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. So 3 plays that are considered classic plays. So that is another little bundle there, which is nice. So that's 5. And then let me go get the rest out of my car. The next is a permabound copy of The Slave Dancer by Paula Fox. This is a Newbery Honor book. It's not really in print very often anymore. This is Psycho by Robert Bloch. This is a UK Bloomsbury paperback. And yeah, this is Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. So this I saw for over $10, and considering I paid 25 cents for that, that's amazing. Mine Own Ground. This is Race and Freedom on Virginia's Eastern Shore. This actually is selling pretty well. This is by Oxford University Press. I'm actually going to list this, but then I'm going to set it aside to read myself because I am trying to read 1 nonfiction book a month, and so far I've done 1 a quarter. So I haven't done last quarters yet. I've done 1. But that one's a short one, so that'll be good. So there's this one. It's a thick boy. It has, you know, This Side of Paradise and The Beautiful and the Damned, as well as like a couple of short stories. So that's a nice little hardcover there. Heidi, classic work of Heidi. This is an illustrated one. It has deckled edges. Really pretty, beautiful pictures in here. I looked that up. This is Landscapes of Power, Politics of Energy in the Navajo Nation. This is selling for like $15. This is a Duke University press. That's one of the things that I would recommend. If you see something that's printed by a prestigious university, chances are it is worth looking up. This is another one, Up from Slavery, an Autobiography by Booker T. Washington. This is another one I'm going to set aside because it's nice and short. This is a really nice hardcover. And so I am going to set that one aside over here as well to remember that I need to read those before I sell them. And then I believe a costuming and prop person either graduated college or gave up on college. I'm gonna hope that they graduated college and just decided they didn't need their source materials anymore. But that was honestly the best thing that I found at the bins was these books, and then like the best one is at the bottom because it's huge. This was Preparing Dinosaurs to Work Behind the Scenes. This is actually from MIT Press. This is not actually like prop design. I prefaced that incorrectly. The next ones are. This one is not. This is just an MIT Press book, and it was originally $75. This is like history about and the science of, you know, how bones become actually fossilized rock. They're not like actual bone anymore. They're just the calcified rock. I'm not going to go into the science of it. You can buy this book for me if you really want to go into the science of it. But again, MIT Press, definitely worth picking up. These were like, these range from like $20 to $30 and more. This is like actual prop stuff. This is the Properties Director's Toolkit. Again, I think this is like $20 to $30. That's from the prop. The Dress Detective, this I am very tempted to keep because, as you know, I have a very niche interest of historical dress, and this goes into that in great detail, like the different layers of archived pieces from the Met and like different dress blocks. I'm not going to keep this. I'm going to sell that. Again, $20, $30. Here is a lot. I'm going to take a pedge, I'm going to take a pedge, if you will, out of Mel from Back from Burnout. She is like, I think one of the top 5 Australian booksellers on eBay. And she does a lot of like book lots, and I already do book lots, but she apparently has a lot of success with cookbook lots, and I've not tried that before. So I figured this would be a good time to do so. I found 4 keto books. We will see. You know, there's 4 of them here, so if one of them is worth more than the others, I might separate that out to do its own little listing. And then I found a bunch of BuzzFeed, a lot of 5. This is Tasty, which is a BuzzFeed product, and I found 5 books. So latest and greatest, desserts, everyday, adulting, and over the top. Nothing is more millennial than saying I'm adulting. But these are all unofficial Tasty cookbooks from BuzzFeed. If you were to have bought these new when they released, this is like $100 of cookbooks. I have no idea what I'm going to sell them for. I don't know what they sell for. I just figured there's 5 of them. They look beautiful. I'm sure there's a BuzzFeed fan out there that's going to want these. I hope anyway. So there's that. Also, somebody apparently had them for sale in at a garage sale or a yard sale, and they had them at $5 a piece. So I, of course, will have to clean them all up and take the stickers off, just like I'll have to clean this up as best I can, but I don't know how well I'm going to do. This is a Datsun 280ZX from 1979 to 1983. I've talked about picking up these Haynes manuals. I pick them up whenever I find them. They do sell pretty consistently for me. Of course, the better condition they're in, the faster they sell and the more money they sell, but it depends on the vehicle. So I, of course, had to pick up the one for the Ford Bronco. This is Ford Pickups and Broncos from 1973 to 1979. Of course, I have a 2023 Ford Bronco, so this isn't going to help me, but I think this particular one was selling between $10 and $20, and normally that's what they sell for, between $10 and $20. Some of them are, of course, more valuable because they're rare cars or what have you. But this is actually the best book out of all of them. The Prop Building Guidebook for Theater, Film, and TV, 2nd edition. This is a Focal Press book. It is spiral bound. The spiral's in good shape. All the pages are available. They're present. But yeah, this is definitely going for, I saw multiple solds of over $50 for this one. So that's exciting. But that is 20 things I need to photograph and list. And what I'm going to do, I actually already have one draft that I did at the boys' house, and that's already boxed up. It's a set of Civil War Time Life books. It's a set of like 28 of them. So that's already a draft. So I might do a little bit more, but more's good. So I'm gonna get to photographing, and then I will show you that the drafts are up. So give me, you know, one jump cut to show you that I've photographed everything. Thought that this was really cute. I was like, the scented peach edition, that doesn't make any sense. And it actually, the peach smells like peach. I've never seen a scratch and sniff like book before. You don't even have to scratch it, it just smells like peaches. Wild, wild. I had no idea that they made scented books. But that's fun. I just thought I'd share it. It's not worth anymore because it's scented. I just thought that that was neat to share. All right, so we have, 21 drafts. So the 20 I just put up, and also the one I had before. So we get all these listed, and then I will see you tomorrow for day 2. Editing Bob here. I figured since I'm showing you all the books I'm listing, now would be a great time to drop in and let you know that I am going to be a guest speaker at Books and Beyond convention in Las Vegas, September 13th to 15th. If you've ever been curious about reselling books and maybe wanting to learn more, this is going to be the convention. This is going to be the convention for you. If you're wondering why the camera is shaking, my producer has showed up to let me know that I need to get back to work. But if you've ever been interested in learning about how to sell books on Amazon or want to up your game on selling books, not just on Amazon, but also eBay and whatnot, this is going to be the convention to attend. I will put a link down below if you are so inclined to maybe come join us in Las Vegas, and I would love to see you there. You can definitely just pick my brain for a couple hours if you want to. I'm very much looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of passionate booksellers and basically just nerding out about selling books for an entire weekend. But again, it's September 13th to the 15th in Las Vegas. I will put a link in a pinned comment down below as well as in the description, and I hope to see you there. Let's get back to the books. Okay. So this is day 2. Yesterday I got all 21 listings up. So remember, there was that bonus listing that was a draft from previously. A total of 64 items listed. So good start, because you know they were book lots, which will be similar for what I'm showing you now. I'm going to show you what I'm listing for today. I have NSYNC Tearing Up the Streets. Honestly picked this up for the meme. I found this at the bins, so only 25 cents. I mean, these don't sell for a whole lot, but there are people that are super fans of this group. I messaged Kay when I found it on Instagram because I immediately thought of her. So super fans for that. I picked that up. This is The Changeling by Kenneth McKinney. Vintage horror can do very well. I offered this one up on Whatnot. It does have some condition issues. It didn't sell on Whatnot, but this is a first print from 1985. Again, another Ben's fine, so that's gonna get listed. On Our Own Ground, the complete writings of William Apess. So I will pick up nonfiction, especially on very niche history categories. If you did not know, I have a degree in history. So this does have annotation in it, and this is by the University of Michigan Press, I believe. Massachusetts Press, my apologies. So I picked that up. I will of course disclose that it does have some annotations in pencil. I have 2 little golden books. This is Mickey Mouse and the Great Lot Plot and Raggedy Ann and Andy the Little Gray Kitten. So cute. So I have these. I do have several like little golden, like vintage little golden books in my store, so that's really easy to do the bundling. Thomas De Quincey, Confessions of an English Opium Eater. This is a nonfiction book, but this is at Oxford University Press. I actually have multiple copies of this book, but one of them I'm keeping to read because, again, I'm trying to do a nonfiction challenge for my book channel, and the Oxford University Press seems to be the one that's selling the best, so that's what I'm going to sell. Michael Chabon. This is a beautiful trade paperback. I love these with the little book flappies, and it has deckled edges. This is a Nebula Award winner, which is a fantasy science fiction award that's been going on since 1965. And do you need to know that? No. But I pick this up whenever I find it. I haven't read it yet. I'm doing a Nebula Award challenge for my book channel, and I still need to read this. So, but this one is in like new condition, so I picked that up. Again, a book that I put up for sale and whatnot, didn't sell and whatnot, so I'm just going to put it up on eBay. This is Stephen R. Donson's White Gold Wielder. This is the third book in the second trilogy of Thomas Covenant. It is a first print from there, so I'll put that one up. Another one that went on whatnot and didn't sell. This is Cardamonda Mondu Legacy. This is a dual feature by Carol Berg. So that's like a dark fantasy romance type deal. This is a first edition copy of An Echo in the Bone by Diana Gabaldon. This is her most well-known series. From Outlander. Actually, Rob gifted this book to me. He actually gifted me the entire Outlander series, like 1 through 8. I had 9, and I also had one of these, like hardcovers that I found out in the wild. But the one that I found was in better shape, and I did get permission from Rob to sell this one, so I am going to put this one up for sale. It does have like, this looks like a book which dropped on it, or maybe a child just took something sharp and was like, me and mommy's book, I don't know, but this one is going to go up for sale. All 3 of these are Baen science fiction books. They don't go together. I mean, I have 2 David Drakes. If I had a third one, I would put this up as like a lot of David Drake books, but I don't have that, so I'm just gonna list them all separately and somebody can bundle if they want them, but these were all put up on Whatnot and they didn't sell on Whatnot, so now they're gonna go up on eBay. This is a very mixed lot of Henry James. This is The Figure in the Carpet and Other Stories, and a Penguin Press. I have a Bantam of Portrait of a Lady by Henry James, and then this is Daisy Miller. This is a very vintage, like I think 1950s copy of this little paperback novella. I'm just gonna put this up in a lot of 3. We're good to go. I have the entire Twilight series, so the 4 original books in the Twilight series, and then Midnight Sun is Edward's perspective of the events that occurred in the other 4 books. That is my understanding of what they are. I have not read Midnight Sun. I have read all of these though. I read these when they came out. I have the whole set in hardcover personally, which is great. But this is going to go up as a set. And then I have Beowulf. These books I all got at the big book sale, so, you know, it's $5 for a bag, so about the same as Ben's pricing. So this is a Barnes & Noble press for Beowulf. I sell those pretty consistently. I thought about bundling these together, but I think I'm just going to list them separately. It is The Secret Adventures of Charlotte Bronte and The Further Secret Adventures of Charlotte Bronte. So I'm going to list those separately. Let's see what happens. And then these are also things that I thought about listing together. Because I don't have 3, I'm just going to list them separately. This is Narrow Road to the Deep North and First Person. All 4 of those books are literally in like new condition. They just have a little bit of crinkling on the dust jacket here on the spine. But that is everything that I am going to list for today. So I'm going to have a jump cut and show you the drafts. All right, so I actually have 21 here to show you because this actually sold, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I actually got another copy of this exact same book from the bins that I just was like, oh, well, I can just redo the listing, so sweet. That's normally what I like to do because they're not quite in the same condition, so I don't do multiple quantities unless it's the same condition. But yeah, so now I have 21 instead of 20, so 21 again. Hooray! Let's get these drafts up. It's day 3, and I am so excited that I've actually after 2 days, have a total of 42 listings up, and I have listed a total of 91 items. That's a lot of individual items to list, I feel. So again, a lot of that is because I'm making lots of stuff, like book lots of stuff. So I'm really happy, but now I'm going to show you the next 20 items, and yes, it's going to be mostly books again because that's what I want to get listed first. And the first item is this Pride mug. I got this a while ago. I meant to have it listed. This is an REI mug from 2023, but there's Moxie's tail. I started using it and then just forgot to list it. So I didn't list it in time for Pride, which is so me. I can't even, man, Moxie, really? You know she's here and she's with me. The next one is William Saroyan, Short Drive Sweet Chariot. This is from the 1960s. Basically, it's like a travel journal from the 60s. I thought that I could, one, I'm gonna list it because it's selling for like around 10 bucks with free shipping. But two, I am trying to do like a nonfiction read like I talked about earlier, and this would go in that if I can get to it before it sells. This is Erskine Caldwell, When You Think of Me. This is also from the 60s. Thank you to whoever left me that comment when I was trying to describe John MacDonald's writing style. Horny is one of the words, but also pulpy is the other word I was trying to go for, and this is similar veins of that. But these were also selling for $10, so that's why I picked that up. And of course, it's a cute little vintage paperback. Scandalous vintage paperback. Can you see it? Wow, I know. It's a mostly naked lady. Wow. Here is The Strange Career of Jim Crow, A Brief Account of Segregation. This is a nonfiction book, again, selling for around $10. This is a vintage paperback talking about the Jim Crow era. This is from 1964, so still when it's kind of going on too. So, you know, we're still in the middle of the civil rights movement there. Another Ben's Find. This is The Potato Book by Myrna Davis, a foreword by Truman Capote. That's super weird for Truman Capote, who is a well-known director and also writer, to make a foreword for a potato cookbook, but there you go. Honestly, I picked that up because it said Truman Capote, so I thought it was something more serious, but no, it's a cookbook about potatoes, so I found that hilarious. Another cookbook, Down Home Soul Food Cooking, From the Vincent Family Kitchen to Yours. Again, I like picking up vintage cookbooks. They do sell for me. Indian Vegetarian Cookery by Jack Santamaria. Another vintage one without a barcode, so it's pre-1970. When is this one? 1977. There is that. Couple of Hardy Boy books. I do sell these separately. I don't sell them as lots because I can never seem to find them in an order. So I just put them up individually when I list them. And then, you know, I do have free shipping and it's buy 3 get 1 free. So if someone finds one in my store, if they want more of them, they can find them. I only pick up the blue. I pick up the super vintage ones, and then I pick up the ones with the blue top. So the text block is normal color all the way up. Moxie is shaking the camera, I'm sorry. And then the blue text block up top. This one is number 18, and this one is number 3. So 50 cents for those because I got them at the bins. Then I have a Bibble. Read your Bibbles. If you don't get the reference, it's from TikTok. Holy Bible. This is the King James Version. It is not written in. It does have a little bit of a crinkle on the first page, but it is a nice leather-bound Bible. So I picked this one up. I mean, those always seem to sell. This is awesome. This is a Walt Disney Mickey Mouse cookbook. These are actually selling pretty decently, which I was surprised about. This also isn't written in. This is from 1990. It's basically a cookbook for kids with the Walt Disney theme. So I think that's pretty amazing. That's 10, 11. I have some cross-stitch patterns. as well. 3 of them. I'm not putting these together in a lot. I am putting these separately. It is worth doing that. This is actually my favorite painting. Ophelia by John Everett Millay. This is my favorite painting. This is a artistic rendition of Ophelia from the Shakespeare play. So I love that painting so much. Another one is Baskets of Plums by Levi Wells Prentice. Again, these are just patterns to make fine art. It's a fine art pattern for cross stitch. Roses in the Tall Glass Vase by Franz Bischoff. I mean, my goodness. These are all from like 2019. The 20 teens. Yeah, so 2014, 2015, and 2019. So I'm just going to put these up, I think, for like $9 to $15. Well, I'm going to put these all up, I think, for around like $9 to $12. I think on her website they're like $20 or $25. So I will list those. I will pick up patterns or kits if I find them and they're sealed in good condition. That works out really well for me. Speaking of, oh, hello. I also have a Nancy Drew. Again, I only pick up the very old ones or the ones with the blue top. So Ivory Text Block blue top. So this one is the 21st one in the Nancy Drew series. I also have a bunch of Neville Shute books. Neville Shute is most famously known for writing on the beach, which is one of the first like end of the world atomic books. At least that's what I know him from on BookTube. But I have 8 of them, so what I'm going to do is do 2 lots of 4. So that's 2 listings there. And then I need 3 more here. Oh, look, I forgot. Here is another Hardy Boys book, again with the blue top. So this one is number 39. I know some of you might have just bought them all together, but again, I already have some listed in my eBay store singularly. So again, this way they can just like mix and match if they're missing some in their set. And I also have these, which this is actually just one listing because it's the same book. William Shakespeare, The Complete Works of William Shakespeare in a leather-bound illustrated edition. It's the same book. It's not a 2-volume set. It's just the same book twice. I found these both at the same time. Don't know how that happened. But that's just one listing. If you're wondering what these are, whenever I find bookmarks at the bins, I always grab them and I put them in a little container. And so I try to remember to give them out when I do a whatnot as like a little yay. There is that. But that is, I think, 20 listings. The last one I'm going to do is one that doesn't have a comp on eBay at all. There's none of these listed on eBay, at least that I could see. But vintage computer stuff can be very valuable. This is Compute's first book of TI games. This is games that you could program onto a very, very old computer. So when I saw this, I just decided to pick it up because I'm hopeful. This is a first print from 1983. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna see what it's selling for on Amazon or Abe Books and see when I can put it up for sale. But again, I only paid 25 cents for this. Ow. And I think that's a neat part of nerdy history. So we're gonna do a jump cut and Other Bob is going to show you everything photographed and drafted and ready to be listed. So I have 20 drafts up. Everything is photographed. You can see down here that I added the Goldfinch, and that's because I sold a copy of this and I found another copy, the trade paperback copy of this book. So I've decided to go ahead and photograph, like sell similar and photograph this one, mostly because I already had a copy of this listed, so I just changed the quantity to 2. So this one I'm still getting 2 listings up. This of course is still getting listed. I'm just adding a quantity. So we're still good. All right, it's day 4 and I'm going to show you the 20 items
or I should say the 20 listings I'm going to put up today. Yesterday I was able to get 20 listings up and 29 items, so the total so far after 3 days is this. Yay! But let me show you what I'm going to list today. Sun Tzu, The Art of War. This is a Barnes & Noble hardcover. Again, I've talked about how these are easy listings for me. And a hardcover copy of Hamlet by Prentice Hall. These are going to be super easy because most of these have barcodes today. This is A Magic of Twilight by S.L. Farrell. In hardcover, that's a fantasy novel. We have Anne Rice. I always pick up these Vampire Chronicles books whenever I find them in hardcover because they sell very quickly for me. They almost never sell on Whatnot, but they always sell on eBay as soon as I list them. So this is Mr. Moto. This is 4 complete novels. This is actually going pretty well up on eBay, which was a surprise to me. Another repair manual. May not sell for a whole lot, as you can see, but they do sell pretty quickly. So I picked up another one of those. That one's actually in amazing shape. Like, it doesn't have any like dirty fingerprints on it. This I picked up at the bins. It is a book from the 60s. It's W.C. Fields, which I'm guessing is like a comedian of some kind. I don't know. I just looked it up and it looked like it was selling. This is a history of Napoleon in Russia, but I believe this is from the 60s. The memoirs of General de Calcancourt, Duke of Vicenza. I'm so sorry. This is a copyright from 1935. Definitely smells like it's from 1935. The Happy Hollisters. So most people know about Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. Few know about the Happy Hollisters, which was another one of those like kids doing mystery solving type of books. Alfred Hitchcock also has one as well, and both of these, Alfred Hitchcock's and the Happy Hollisters, sell actually a little bit better than the Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys because there are fewer in print. The next couple ones actually I all found at the bins, but they came from the same estate. So Daniel A. Baugh was a professor at Princeton and then at Cornell. When he moved here to the States, he was considered the leading expert in British maritime history, and he passed away earlier this year, and a lot of the books from his estates ended up at the bins, and then they ended up in my house because I bought most of them because they were valuable. This is In Search of Empire by James Pritchard from Cambridge University Press. A lot of these have his notes in here because a lot of these books were actually sent to him to review because he was the leader in British maritime history. So if somebody was writing a new book about British maritime history, hi!
Hello.
He got sent it and then he made notes in it about like where they could improve, or, you know, they made good points or that kind of stuff. I just disclose it. He wrote all of his notes in pencil, so I'm like, I disclose who wrote the notes, why the notes are there, and then also like they can be erased if you don't want them. But British Strategy and War Aims from 1914 to 1960 by David French. Again, Daniel Baugh. And tons of notes all the way in the margins, but again, those are easy to erase. I've already sold a couple of his books as it is, with all the disclosures in them. I think the most valuable one I sold is this set from 1930, and I sold it for like $80. So yeah. An Imperial State at War, Britain from 1689 to 1815. This is from Routledge Press. Again, Daniel Baugh. And this is printed in 1994 with tons, again, notes in there as well. Next is 2 Michael Crichton books. I'm not selling these together, I'm selling this separate. We have Prey by Michael Crichton, where he looks like a hedge fund manager on the back. And then The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I've literally picked this up every time I find it because it sells. Doesn't really sell on Whatnot, even though I always put it up on Whatnot first, but it almost always sells within a week of listing it on eBay. So I always pick this up when I find it because I know it will sell. A lot of paperback books from Michael Crichton. So Jurassic Park, The Terminal Man, and The Andromeda Strain, which are his 3 most well-known science fiction works. So that's a great little bundle to do. A bundle of Stephen King, vintage Stephen King. These 2 are from the early 80s. This one's from the early 90s as far as like the books. So The Dead Zone, Salem's Lot, and Desperation. Salem's Lot's actually, I believe, his first novel that he wrote. But anyway, little trifecta there of Stephen King. And then all these are paperbacks that I'm going to list separately. The Breeds of Man by F.M. Busby. I thought about reading that one, but my TBR is too long, so I'm gonna let that one go. Maybe I'll get to it before it sells, who knows. Battle Station Book 1, which is a collection of short stories set in the same world by a bunch of different authors. Harry Turtledove, Bridge of the Separator. Harry Turtledove is most well known for his alternative history, which is apparently science fiction. I did not know that. And then we have The Bastard Princess, Volume 1. Actually, I already own this. I will read this at one point because I think the premise is interesting. But this is the first book in this series with a female protagonist, which, you know, I love. So that is the 20 listings I'm going to try to get up. And we'll do a jump cut and I'll show you those drafts. All right, here we are. 20 listings. Drafted, photographed and drafted. They're all books. Time to get these ones listed too. Woo! Okay, it's quite a bit later for day 5 to me to be starting this, and I am exhausted, but we're still gonna get this done. So after day 4, I listed 24 total items yesterday and did 20 listings. So now I am currently at 82 listings, but 144 items, which is awesome. So let me show you the 20 items I'm hoping to get up today. Again, mostly books, but we are having some other stuff sprinkled in here because I'm just basically grabbing a banker's box and going. So this is a Warhammer book, The Blades of Chaos. I do pick up Warhammer books whenever I find them. These are going to become more valuable when the Warhammer series comes out on Amazon, which has almost made me want to hold on to this until then, but I'm just going to go ahead and list this. I think these are selling for like $15 to $20 for a single paperback that I paid 25 cents for. It's a set of 3 90s editions of John Saul. John Saul is a horror thriller writer. I put these up on Whatnot. They didn't sell on Whatnot, but now I have 3 of them that didn't sell on Whatnot, so they're gonna go up for sale on eBay. This is a 70s set of Newbery Award winners by Adele. Again, this is pre-barcode, I have not seen this exact set up for sale, so I don't quite know how to price this. The reason why this isn't listed yet is because I thought about keeping it to read and review it for my book channel, because honestly, the only book on here that I have read is Johnny Tremain, and I read Johnny Tremain when I was a literal child, like elementary school age, and I remember none of it. So I'm just gonna list it. I will actually put that in the cupboard where I have all the breakables. So if I get to it, I get to it. If not, oh well. This is a sequel to The Lonesome Dove, which is a big giant American Western that was made into a movie. This is by Larry McMurtry. This is the sequel to that, Streets of Laredo, or Laredo, whatever. Anyway, it's a really nice hardcover. It is a first edition, so I am going to put that up for sale. I also have the entire trilogy of the Arthurian Saga by Mary Stewart, so 1, 2, and 3. So these are all going to go up. I offered this one up on Whatnot, and I didn't sell it. And I went to Second and Charles, and they had 2 and 3 available. And I basically used the credit I had from the store from like doing my 3-way book strategy to make this happen. So this is basically negligible amount of monies.
This is a set of tablecloths. Bed Bath & Beyond doesn't exist anymore, and my aunt gifted me these. So Aunt Diane, if you're watching this, thank you so much. So I'm going to list this as a set, a tablecloth and napkin set. And then I mentioned a second ago that I bought the Mary Stuart books from in that trilogy that I needed at Second and Charles with my credit. And I also bought these two books at Second and Charles as well. You can see here, it says $3.50. I actually only paid $2 a piece for these, which is an amazing steal. They're by Dirk Ashton, and the crazy thing is I don't think they realized these were signed by him. So these are first trade paper editions, but they are signed, and they have little doodles by him on here, which is not common. So I have The Wrath of Gods and Paternus. Both of these are signed. I don't have the third book in a trilogy. This is a trilogy. I don't have the third book. It was not there. It also has a little bookmark, also initialed by the author. So I am waffling if I want to buy the third book off of eBay, because there are the third book is listed on eBay, but there's no picture to see the condition of the book. These are in like new condition. So I could buy the third book and have it be absolute trash and then defeat the point of completely defeat the point of getting it, because these are in like new condition and it would just look weird. I also don't know if it's going to be like the same edition or set, and it's not going to be signed. And the reason why I'm probably not going to do that is because of the fact that the cheapest third book in this trilogy, not signed, is $25. So I think I'm just going to remove the stickers, list these high, and see what happens, because I did see that there was a signed trilogy set, same edition, that sold for like $200. So I'm not sure, but I'm very excited that I paid, well, I didn't pay anything because I used my credit, but you know, $4 cost of goods if I didn't do that. And yeah, so don't, if you're a bookseller, don't skip out on the secondhand stores, even the ones that are like retail secondhand stores, because sometimes they don't know what they don't know. I'm going to show you a couple books from the Daniel Baugh estate. As again, this is England and the Baltic in the Elizabethan era. Again, another book that has some notes in it. Oh, is this one of the ones he didn't actually write in? Oh, never mind. This is from his estate, but it doesn't look like it was written in. So, one of the few hardcovers that wasn't written in by him. Of course, this might be because it's an older copy. Yep, 1967, so that's why. This is before he started doing reviews of other people's works. Before he established himself as the leader in maritime history. This one, we have Salutary Neglect, Colonial Administration of the Duke of Newcastle, Princeton University Press. Again, very niche, but this one, again, Daniel Baugh. He did write all of his notes in pencil, which is great because it can be erased. This is from 1972. And again, I picked up a lot of those books because most of them are out of print and were once-in-a-lifetime reference books. So, The English Militia in the 18th Century, A Storied Political Issue, J.R. Western. I'm guessing some of these were also written in order to maintain tenure. So this is from 1965 and also to obtain their doctorate. So again, this one has a bunch of notes in it. I always disclose the notes. I just put like notes in pencil. And then for this particular estate, because Daniel Baugh is actually a notable figure and has his own Wikipedia page and was the leader in maritime history, I do put that in every single one of the listings that, hey, yeah, this book's written in, but it's written in by this person, and that is significant for this reason. This, I don't think has, okay. So this is a piece of ephemera, what I would call ephemera, the Atomic Cafe book of the film. This is quite This is a first print from 1982. It's got a bunch of pictures, black and white pictures of it. I don't know. I just thought it was neat, so I picked that up. It's also only 25 cents. This is R.F. King's Babel. This one is This is the Nebula Award winner for last year. I already have a copy of this, or I would have. I would keep this, but I bought a copy from a fellow bookseller because I wanted to support him and his eBay business, and I also wanted it to read, but not thinking I was going to come across it for 50 cents later on, but there it is. I've talked about how I will pick up uncorrected proofs of books. This is Fatal February by Barbara Levinson, so these are sent to YouTubers, booktubers, they're sent to libraries, they're sent to literary critics, they're also sent to bloggers, they're sent to bookstores so that way the employees can read it before it goes out for sale. But I do buy these when I find them. This seems to be a really short book, but anyway, I picked that up, we'll see what happens. R.A. Salvatore and the Orcs. This is the first book in the Hunter's Blade trilogy. I sold the third book of this on Whatnot, but the first one didn't sell, which never happens. And then two more books. These again are both from the Daniel Baugh collection, After the Armada, and then Great Britain and Europe in the 18th century. So again, more British reference books from those. And then I have two more items. They are donations from my Aunt Diane again. I have 4 glass coasters from the Chelsea Football Club, which I'm really surprised she gave me because they are big Chelsea fans, but I will put these up for sale. And then this was a big surprise to me. I am surprised she gifted this to me because they are both massive Deadheads, and like they followed them on tour for a while, you know, back in the 70s and 80s or whatever. And so one of the mugs she gifted me is this one. Hopefully you guys, can you see it? This is Grateful Dead. I know it says 1974 on the front. This is not from 1974 because if you look at the bottom, this says it is Sunset Hill Stoneware, and you can see that .com right there. I could not find this exact mug for sale on eBay. However, I did find 2 other Grateful Dead mugs by this exact same company. 2 of them are listed, 2 of them are sold. So it has 100% sell through, and the lowest price for one of these mugs made by this company for the Grateful Dead is $50. So yeah, very excited about this. Again, I'm like, look, it's got the little deadhead deer right there. Very excited about this. I'm gonna list it, of course, list it high and see what happens because none of them are like that at all. And I'm very excited about that. So Diana, if you're watching this, thank you so much. In addition, it's taken me a year and a half to make this happen, but I finally have all 3 books in the George Lucas, Chris Claremont trilogy. So this is Shadow Moon, Shadow Dawn, and Shadow Star, and this is the trilogy set in the world of Willow after Willow happened. So a new saga based on the movie Willow. So I am very excited. These are very uncommon to come across. Actually, Shadow Star is the rarest book in the trilogy. So this one is worth the most out of all of them, but I'm so glad that I finally have all 3. I am very, very tempted to keep them. However, I am not keeping them. I'm going to put them up for sale because I actually have this book in hardcover that I actually found at Second and Charles. And I actually found all of these at Second and Charles. I paid a total of nothing because again, store credit, but this would have only cost me $7 in total, and I can sell it for more than that on eBay. Again, I didn't pay anything because of store credit, but because I have this one in hardcover already, that means I want the rest of them in hardcover because I'm a completionist and I don't want just one. And I prefer hardcovers to soft covers, so these are all going up for sale. So I'm very excited that it took a while, but I did finally make it happen. I also have another one of these in paperback, but yeah, that's exciting for me. So, and actually, if you can see in the back, I have that's the box that she donated, and there's still more mugs in there, so I'm very excited about that. And then I have some more books also to list as well, but that is a tomorrow Bob problem, because right now I need to photograph all of this and do a jump cut to show you that I did actually photograph and draft everything to get them up listed. So you can see here, I actually put 21 up because I decided to go ahead and list this REI mug that I should have listed forever ago, but I was using it. But yeah, so here is everything all drafted. All the photographs are up, you know, looking all pretty. So now I just got to turn these drafts into listings. And jump cut, here we go. And here is Moxie to say hello. Hi, baby girl. This is not helpful. All right, so we are on day 6 now. I have 5 days so far. We're at this running total towards killing my death pile, and I cannot believe I have listed well over 100 items, almost at 200 items, and I really haven't made a dent. Moxie can't believe it either. But let me show you what I am listing for day 6. We're in day 6. I'm already tired. Worlds lost. That is so hard to say as a Southern person. Rural. The marriage. Sorry. This is a book, American South, 1920 to 1960 by Jack Temple Kirby. It is a reference book from the University State Press of Louisiana. So I will list that one. And going vegan, your daily planner. I got this at the bins. Talked about how I buy brand new journals. Now this one does have some scuffing. I will see if an eraser will get that off. If it is, then I could just sell it as new condition because it's not been written in. It's just been all over the place. This is a little 2T puffer, reversible puffer vest for a child. It's Old Navy. I actually got this at the bins. I listed on Whatnot, didn't sell on Whatnot, so I just am now getting around to listing it. This is a Gap piece. It is a cargo skirt. This is currently in style. And it is a women's size 10, so this is also going to get listed. You can see why I grabbed that. This I also got at the bins and offered on Whatnot, didn't sell on Whatnot. Now I'm getting to it. The next few clothing pieces are actually items that I got from Melissa for free. So Melissa, thank you. This is a pair of Oakley shorts. I'm gonna have to go on the website to figure out if these men's, women's, or kids, because they are a size large. And yeah, that was fun. That's something I gotta figure out. This is a pair of Columbia PFG shorts, except these are women's. A women's 1X pair of shorts, so that was something I had to figure out as well. This is Reebok women's large size skirt in green. Thank you again, Melissa. And then these I had to look up the style number to figure out if it was men's, women's, or kids because the measurements seemed weird to me, but these are a pair of running shorts. They do have the liner inside them. But this is a pair of women's tempo shorts in a size large. Thought about keeping those, but I'm going to actually sell those. But all of those came from Melissa. So Melissa, thank you. A couple more items that I had in Whatnot shows that didn't sell on Whatnot. This is a pair of, well, these are 2 pairs of PacSun shorts. I got these at the bins. They're size 25. But, you know, when I originally had picked these up, it was starting to be warm, and I was supposed to list these after the Whatnot show. You can see how far I got because I am so awesome at listing bottoms. I buy them and I don't list them. So this is me forcing myself to list the things I don't like listing first to get them out of the way, and also so I don't keep putting it off. A pair of Columbia shorts. These also have the little liner inside. I think these are men's size medium. This is a pair of Gap shorts, women's size extra small. I picked these up because they are a linen blend and I thought they were cute. But I got those at the bins. They didn't sell on Whatnot, so now I'm putting them up for sale. This I got at the bins as well a while ago. I just now cleaned it. I meant to wash it.
and I forgot to, and it's been in the bottom of a bag for forever. So Vera Bradley, just a nice little tote. Vera Bradley, because the Y2K fashion is in style. Vera Bradley is making a resurgence. Didn't expect that. This is a pair of Ocean Pacific shorts. I got these at the bins. They're vintage from the 80s, which is amazing. They're size 32. They're high rise. I know Ocean Pacific is now sold at Walmart, but the vintage Ocean Pacific can do well, and I have sold vintage Ocean Pacific for a good amount of money. This is a pair of shorts I actually bought when I finally found something to buy on Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix introduced me to the brand Dear John, and this is one of the first things I purchased. I purchased this with that pink shirt that you guys see me in sometimes. But I am actually selling these. These are size 27, and that's because I found a pair of shorts I like more. So something goes into my closet, something has to go out of my closet. So it's an equivalent exchange there. So I will link that video up above if you've not seen it. It was during COVID. So I'm actually selling those, and I'm keeping what I am wearing, which is a pair of Levi's that I got at the bins. Oop, oh no! Which is a pair of Levi's I got at the bins. And yeah, these are longer. They're roll-up shorts, so you can roll them down, and they're Bermuda shorts, so you can roll them up to be shorter. And I really like them, and they fit great. They also are a higher rise, which is what I wanted. The Dear John shorts are mid-rise. These are still technically mid-rise, but because I have a long, well, I think they're supposed to be high-rise, but because I have such a long torso, they're mid-rise on me, and they fit great, so I'm keeping these. I also found, so this is a Tommy Bahama shirt. It is 100% silk. It is new with tags. I paid $5 for this at a thrift store, the little cat thrift store, but it is a Bonefish Grill shirt. So I'm guessing this is a manager shirt, or maybe it's like merch. I don't know. It's 100% silk. It is new with tags. I don't know. Somebody maybe really likes Bonefish Grill, or there's a manager who wants a cheap work shirt. That's nice. I don't know. I picked it up. I figured it's worth more than $5, especially new with tags. Tommy Bahama silk. Bonefish Grill is a seafood restaurant that I can't eat at because I will die. I'm allergic to seafood, if you did not know that. So I picked that up. This is a pair of vintage shorts from Green Tree. I already have a pair of these listed in a different plaid, so this is going to be an easy sell similar for me. I sell vintage men's shorts all the time. And then speaking of vintage, we have a Panhandle Slim shirt. I picked this up at the same store I picked up the Bonefish Grill shirt at. This is vintage, made in the USA. It is a 17.5-inch neck. It's not a pearl snap though, so I'm gonna give this a go. That was my mentality when I picked this up, was will vintage Panhandle Slim sell well even if it's not a pearl snap? So that is on the list. We're gonna jump cut to me showing you the drafts. I forgot one of the things to show you. It's this. It's a Ryobi 118 volt thingamabob. That's because the camera was sitting on this when I was filming everything else. I am also listing this. It is brand new in the package. This is a gift by way of my cousin Nia, who lives in Las Vegas. We had, in July every year we go camping. She actually gave this to my mom to see if my dad wanted it, because my dad has a lot of Ryobi hand tools, and my dad was like, I'm never going to use this, so give it to me so I can sell it if I can see if I can sell it. And this is a great item. Again, another item I got for free from my family. That is pretty valuable. So thank you, Nia, and thank you, Mom and Dad. So that will also get listed now that I'm not resting the camera on it anymore. So here's the 20. Side note, I did make some changes. So I am listing the Ryobi, but I've made some changes to the 3 books. So I am listing this one, but instead of the vegan book, I actually just sold this. This is a set of Twilight books, so 1 through 4 plus the Midnight Sun book. And I just sold it, and I had another set, so I'm actually just going to list this. So it'll allow me to get up 5 listings instead of, well, not 5 listings. It'll allow me to put up 5 items instead of 1. And then I'm not gonna list the Edgar Rice Burroughs book. I'm just gonna go ahead and list this plushie because it's easier. And well, it's almost 9. So this is what we're doing. Still got 20 drafts. We're gonna get these up and get this done.
Welcome to day 7. Welcome to the last day of the first week. So I'm actually going to be listing this set of 14 items in this basket. I'm not going to show them to you because I actually already did a haul for those. So if you want to watch that video, or if you want to know exactly what I'm listing, I will put that up there. It's just so that way this doesn't go into my death pile and it does actually get listed, but that video will be linked up above and also in the end card. The other 6 items I will be listing is all hats. So, all right, so stack of hats. First one is a Radio City hat from New York City. I got this at the Benz when I did a book. When I went to the Benz and basically only got books, I did find this in the book bin. So I picked that up. Also from the Benz, well actually, this actually came from Melissa, I believe, and one of the items that she had in her bag of goodies, which I'm always super grateful for that she thinks of me when she's volunteering at the thrift store. She does grab me stuff that she thinks I will enjoy reselling that she doesn't sell, so thank you, Melissa. This is an LA Dodgers hat, just like a little dad hat. This is a 47 Twins one. It still has the sticker on the bottom of it, so that will get listed. This is a Virginia Tech hat. This came from my mom. I'm pretty sure this was one of the ones that my brother had because my brother is a Virginia Tech alumni. He graduated with a chemical engineering degree because he's smart. So that's also free to me. This is a VWU hat, but it's an Under Armour hat. I think this is either from Melissa or this is from the Benz, so either it was free or it was less than $1. And then another LA hat, but this is a fitted hat. This is a 7 3/4 one. So I have a fitted one, and this one also has the 1988 World Series on the side. So it's a vintage LA Dodgers hat, which is why I picked this one up. I normally don't pick up fitted hats, but because it was a vintage one, I did. I also have this little like shaper that Melissa gave me. She's like, I don't want to sell hats, so do you want this? I said yes. She also gave me 2 more baseball cap buddies that make it so that way, sorry, I just got a sale on eBay, that make it so that way you can wash them, which I do wash all the hats unless they're brand new when I pick them up because bugs are a thing.
So I was over ambitious and actually photographed 22 items, and that is because I didn't have any available pants hangers, so I had to photograph 2 pairs of pants, these 2 pairs of pants, so I could photograph these pants. So I'm actually going to just save those for tomorrow, and I'm still only going to list 20 because it's late and I need to get this done. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's been 7 days and I feel already a little bit lighter. Just a smidge. Welcome to the wall of accountability. I know you guys have missed it. It is coming back for this to help, again, keep me accountable. That's the whole point. So this is since I put out that video where I can't do this anymore. And so after 6 days, I have 123 listings, 197 items. And I got a comment on that video from Rob, thank you very much, about not only keeping track of the items and the listings, but also the sales, because the whole point is to get stuff out of my house. So I'm doing that too. So thank you, Rob. So I sold 21 items on a Whatnot on the Sunday that was here, and 23 items have sold on eBay from the 26th to the 31st of July, and then I have pulled 5 things for donations. After this last day, of items. I have 20 more listings, listed 28 items, and I have sold 5 more things. I don't think I'm gonna get any more sales because it's so late. But yeah, I think this is a really, really great start. So the fact that I've already got 225 items listed is awesome. I'm already seeing sales come through of the stuff that I just listed, which is also great. Because that means it is immediately getting out of my house, and we all love instant gratification. I mean, who doesn't? But considering that I have, 143 listings and 225 items, and I'm closing in on that 50 mark to get them out of my house. Well, those are just that's 50 sales. It's not items that's getting out of my house, because some of those are like that Twilight series that I listed at the beginning of this video, and then it sold, and then I listed a second set, so that's 5 items actually out the door. But I'm just counting the sales. I'm not counting the items sold, because there's already too much math and stuff that I'm keeping track of. But this has been great. I know this video was an hour long, so if you're still here, thank you. I think I might break this up into smaller increments, because this was a beast to edit. You can see what's going on here is that I'm filming the outro because I'm editing it, and it's a lot. So I think what I might do is just do 3 days at a time going forward, and of course keeping you updated each time. That'll at least make the videos 30 minutes long instead of, well, around 30 minutes long instead of over an hour. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you would like to learn more about selling books, please check out the link down below about the Books and Beyond conference. I'll be a guest speaker, and I'm very humbled to have been invited, truly. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and until then, bye! Bye.
Hero, hero, I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero comes, I can hear the drums, and a horse is drawn to the kingdom come through the pale moonlight. Our hearts ignite to the core.